How's everybody doing? My name's Mike, and we got Miss Maggie with us today, and she's just hanging out in a sit while we're out for our walk. And what I want to talk a little bit about today is we're going to talk about a dog having a lack of appetite. So when Miss Maggie first came to my home, she was having trouble eating. So there's a few things to understand about the food. So with a dog's instinct with food, it's very primal. A dog, when it gets food in front of it, should want to eat it, and the normal thing for them to do is to want to consume the whole bowl of food, because in the wild, simply they don't know when they're going to get more food, when the next opportunity is going to be that they're going to be able to eat. So good girl, Maggie, good girl. I'm saying that because she went ahead and laid down for me while I'm waiting, which I'll let her go ahead and do that. I let her do that. If she's in a sit for a long time, she's allowed to go ahead and lay down and relax. It means she's actually waiting for me. So their instinct should be to consume the whole bowl of food. Now, in her home, she had food available virtually 24/7, which basically kills the instinct and the drive for the food to make it short. It basically just makes her not want the food as much because it's always there. So what this owner did, which a lot of owners tend to do, is they see the dog has a lack of appetite, so they try to stimulate the dog's appetite. So this owner was throwing like a hard-boiled egg in the dog's food, and then the dog would go ahead and consume most of the food. So we don't do that with the dog because, the owner did not want to have to use a hard-boiled egg to get the dog to eat. So the way we start making the dog hungry is to only provide the food at certain times. We give the dog a 15 or a 20-minute period where she has her food available, and then we take it away whether she ate it or not. I also mix water in with the food. So we give her all of her food at one time. We mix water in with the food. If she didn't eat it within the time period, then we take it away. There's also other dogs eating around her, so that's kind of the signal to her that, hey, it's time to eat. Go ahead and eat your food. So she understands what's going on. And it took her about a week to really understand, hey, the food's here when it's here. You better eat it before it's gone. At first she had just no drive for the food. And my opinion on part of that is when the owners throw higher value food in the bowl for the dog because the dog waited, now to me the dog is going to wait and see what else. Hey, down. The dog's going to wait and see, hey, what can I get? If I wait, as long as I wait and leave food in there, I get higher value food because the egg is worth more to the dog than the dog food is to the dog. So in a way, the dog learned and trained the owner. This dog was controlling. I know she looks real innocent. She is a good dog. She's doing really good now. But this dog was controlling everything in the owner's house and was controlling the owner and everyone in the home. So, hey, down. And in my opinion, the dog was controlling so much that this is an example of how the dog was controlling. It was actually, controlling the owner in a way as to get different food than what it had. The owner didn't want to have to make different food for the dog. She believed that was the only way for the dog to eat. The dog convinced her of that. The dog trained her in a way. So what we did for the dog is we started to restore. Good down, Maggie. Good down, girl. Good down. We started to restore her natural instinct to want food and build that drive for food. So when she gets it down, when she gets the food in front of her, she wants to eat it now. There's more of a drive. It's not perfect yet, but after a week, she really started eating a lot more food. Whereas before, like at home, she could only eat a little bit, and then she could come back to it whenever she wanted because it was always available. Here, the first few days, she would only eat a little bit, and then she learned, like I said, after about a week, we really saw a big difference in her where she started consuming at least, 2 cups at a time, which was a big deal for her. And she's got a lot of fur. She's not a huge dog. She's around 50 pounds. So, the dogs need, they need to have that instinct. It's not natural for them to have food available to them all the time in the home. It really kills that natural drive for food. I mean, she wasn't even excited about food when I would put it, in her crate. A normal dog should be very excited that it's time to eat, and then that they got food coming to them, and they should want to finish the whole thing. So we want to make sure our dogs are nice and healthy, and to me that means, discipline, exercise, and a good diet. And part of that is, a dog with drive for their food, or being just excited, or just, happy to eat their food. They should enjoy that part of life. It's like the most simple thing to be in a dog. One of the most simple things would be just enjoying food, and this dog in fact needed help just to be a regular dog and just enjoy things like food. But like I said, with discipline and exercise as well, we're also teaching her to heel next to a bike so she can get some running in, and she then gets a little more hungry. And right now she is out coming to go to the bathroom out here. We walk them every time we give them an opportunity to go to the bathroom. That also creates hunger. So the more we walk them, the more hungry she's going to be. So the more tired I can get her, the more likely she is that she's going to have an appetite. So you want to set them up for success. You want to set them up to make them hungry. Most dogs we only feed once a day, and that's plenty for them. They just get all their food at one time, and that way we can build up to them getting their food, and then when they get it, they're very hungry. And that way it's not just available all the time, desensitizing them to food. We want them to have a good, healthy drive.